16th of July 1984, the band Sade released their debut album Diamond Life. So that's what we're talking about today. So Sade, of course, are so called because of their lead singer, Sade Adu. Sade was a singer, like a backup singer in a band called Pride. The song Smooth Operator, which again we will get into in a moment, was originally written between Sade and Ray St. John, who was in the band Pride. Sade would do kind of like warm-up sets essentially, and Smooth Operator was one of the songs that kind of built up this following for her. And eventually they decided to split from Pride and do their own thing. And their debut gig, it was in the nightclub Heaven in London, and apparently there were over 1,000 people who had to be turned away because it was so crowded and so packed out, and so many people wanted to attend, which I think for a debut gig, you can't complain there. Most debut gigs don't get 1,000 people in the first place. Sade herself was signed to Epic Records in 1983, and then the rest of the band was sort of signed later on, like early in 1984, and then halfway through the year 1984 they went on to release this. So this was recorded in the power plant in London, and it was recorded in like 6 weeks. So again, like as with everything I've mentioned so far, like a really quick turnaround. They're like, go in, get it done, get it out, boom. For something that was kind of like, so quick to be put together, what an impressive album to release. Like, I think if if you've heard any of these songs, you know how sort of like timeless and classic and tasteful they are. It does kind of blend into one, but in a very good way. It feels like a sort of a very cohesive experience. The debut single was Your Love Is King. That's track 2 on the album. I think it hit like number 6 in the UK. Didn't do so well in the US, but later on down the line, Smooth Operator, that did very well in the US. And surprisingly, that did worse in the UK. I think that only hit like number 19 in the UK, which is very odd. Any album can be listened to in any way, but for me, this is the like definitive way to listen to this album is on vinyl. There's something about electric piano, like the Fender Rhodes they use on this, saxophone, and the sort of tasteful drumming with lots of snare, like rim barks, like all of that put together. It kind of, for me, it sits right at home as a vinyl oriented record. In a way you can't really place it. Like, this could come out today and I think it would still be a relevant album. It would still be a successful album, and that in my eyes is the mark of a genuinely true masterpiece.